I'm just wondering who's gonna tell these fellow people that live on Elbaf and Warlands that the ear god is gone. He's gone, bruh. He's been sauteed. The Monster Trio's first dinner, where's the ear god? He's gone. He's not coming back. But welcome to Elbaf, guys. We finally at Elbaf. It feels like a first date, kind of nervous type of thing, bro. Elbaf looks amazing, but let's pause the brakes for a minute and understand that what if this is a simulation that somebody got the Straw Hats in? We see that we don't even know how the Straw Hats got here. Like, it looks beautiful. Like, we never seen how, you know, Elbaf's like town and cities buildings actually look. They all look like Legos. Maybe there's a devil fruit user using Legos, but at the same time, this is amazing to see if this possibly can be Elbaf. Like I said before, do not be surprised if the Straw Hats are in some type of tube with all type of wires in their mouth and on their body, because of we don't know how the Straw Hats got here. We don't know how the ship got landed. We don't know anything right now, and we know they're separated from the rest of the Straw Hats. Like, how did they get there before the other Straw Hats got there? So again, let's pump the brakes and see what's going to happen after this chapter or a few chapters down the line, because we simply don't know if this is simulation or not. Maybe they're hallucinating. We don't know yet. But you know, right now, the Elbaf that we see, it looks amazing. It looks so beautiful. Nami said it in this chapter. The green fairy hallucination alcohol maybe got to their head. Even Usopp tried to test the waters out, and we see how that happened. All I'm saying that this may be a strong simulation where you can feel pain in it and it will not wake you up. Now, we have to take this with a grain of salt. We don't know what's going on, but at the same time, it's beautiful. It's amazing to see Elbaf like this, the trees, the buildings, and I made it sure that it's colorful, because Oda like doing that with buildings. Certain type of buildings, like in Wano, he like the colorful look, and it definitely seems like the giants worship these gods. Now, these huge animals, and we see how animal, the cat transformed into a lion. He got quickly dealt with by the Monster Trio, and then you have these huge bees, and you have the deceased bunny god, or the ear god, that the Monster Trio probably ate days ago or a day ago, so he's not coming back again. And we see how brave these animals actually are. Then we have a hedgehog who's huge as head. Like, these animals entwine with the giants. Well, we see that, you know, the giants are huge, so the animals of course should be huge also, but worshiping them is a whole nother level, because we seen what Luffy and company actually did to the ear god. We seen what Nami is doing to the bees, and also did to the cat slash lion. Well, cat is a lion, but at the same time, think about what the giants may feel about what Straw Hat's actually doing to the animals that they worship. If there's a punishment, what would punishment be for the Monster Trio doing that to the ear god? We already know Luffy is honest as they come. Luffy's gonna tell them that, you know, maybe that I shouldn't have did it, but we ate the ear god. Going forth, I want to see what the punishment is going to be for the sun god Nika. And thinking about that, one of the giants said they have their own sun god they worship, so I want to know what animal dwells by the sun or the skies, right? That may be a sky god, we don't know, but I want to know who the sun god in that region actually is, or it could be multiple sun gods, we don't know just yet. The giants worship sun god Nika, and he's the sun god, so I want to know exactly who is the sun god in this territory, in this area that we in right now. And it's crazy how the One Piece fandom actually pointed out the inconsistencies in this chapter, like how Luffy's sword turned into an axe, how Nami hair is changing, how Usopp bad was there at one point, how Luffy called out Gear 4th whip but did not turn to the Gear 4th, it looked like a Gear 3rd, but this could be because the Luffy actually grew out the egghead. He compartmentalized his Gear 4th techniques. Well, Luffy learned how to do that after the time skip with Gear 2nd. But all in all, Oda actually doesn't do too much inconsistencies. We see how he did an egghead where he had little inconsistencies with Ethan Boron's sword, his hilt of the sword. So one thing, but this is a multitude of things in this chapter that's inconsistent with the drawing. And plus, why didn't Oda actually show Usopp and Nami landing after the cat pushed them off the balcony? So it's very inconsistent, and I want to know, because that fall was deadly. Why did they not land on their head or something significant happened? Like, Usopp definitely been full of blood. Like, Nami probably would have used Usopp as a landing pad, but Oda didn't show that. That raised cause that maybe this is a simulation, right? That the Straw Hats are in because of hallucinations of the Green Fairy. I don't know, but it seems not of Oda. But I can tell you what is consistent, and that's the Monster Trio. And this attack was amazing. I can say that these gods, these animals aren't that strong. Well, nobody's really that strong compared to the Monster Trio, but the Monster Trio actually did what they needed to do to save Nami and Usopp. It's always nice to see these introduction attacks like we seen on Alabasta, with the trio actually doing something to the salamander. I like how Oda actually introduced the Monster Trio with that technique. Listen, The monster trio gonna get strong over time. After Egghead arc, we see how significant they actually was. So I'm not gonna say too much about the Gear 4 thing because that's something that Luffy actually does. You know, after a huge arc, he gets stronger. So Zoro, Sanji, same way. So I'm not too heavily damaged Luffy using Gear 4 without actually appearing to have Gear 4. But the small little inconsistencies in this chapter from Oda is not something that Oda actually does. So we gonna have to understand that maybe something's going on. Oda did not show us the landing port of the monster trio, Nami, and Usopp. We don't see the ship is there. We don't know how even they got there. So this is not like Oda. And like I said before, this may be a simulation. We don't know what's going on right at this point in time. But we have to understand that we are on Elbaf. We're headed to Elbaf. So maybe things can happen, right? Oda's gonna give us backstory sooner or later. But see that something's going on. Something is not right now. So we're gonna keep our bunny ears, like, you know, the ear god who's not there anymore. We're gonna keep our ears up. But if this is not a simulation and this is not hallucination, well, Elbaf looks pretty good. I mean, like, we're finally here. Like, we're finally on Elbaf. The arc of Elbaf is here. It looks amazing. Like, what do you see things coming from Elbaf? I know a new gear, hopefully, with Elbaf. We have to see the problems with Elbaf. And right now, it seems like there's no problems right now. So maybe this is a mini arc. Maybe, and hopefully it's not. What the Luffy can learn from the Giants could be something written on the wall. What Luffy and company can learn from Elbaf, maybe something with the Void Century like we all predicted in Egghead, which we know that we was going to Elbaf. Definitely Void Century lore, Void Century information that we all need, that, you know, the Straw Hats wants to know about, mostly because of what happened in Egghead. Like, they're so oblivious to what's going on during the Void Century. Like, we're probably gonna get that right here, and Robin's gonna be full charge, teacher's pet, on trying to understand the Void Century and the Poneglyphs. And the One Piece community is blaming Loki for everything that's happening right now. If this is a simulation or hallucination, maybe this is devil fruit. But to see that this happening, like, is Loki on the good side or the bad side? What is gonna be the problem with Elbaf? Is Loki bad? Is he good? Is somebody pulling the strings behind it? Like, what will be the problem that, you know, Straw Hat's gonna solve? I can't wait to see exactly what's going on. Like, how long are we gonna stay on this little arc or a big arc? Like, what would the outcome will be for staying on this arc, other than knowing about Void Century and knowing about the books that happened that was actually on our Hira? Things like that is going to be answered on Elbaf, so we're already ready for that. But knowing that we're going to get that is super exciting. Right now we have no conflict. Like, maybe somebody's playing a trick on the Straw Hat, but hopefully we get conflict, because I want to stay on this island as much as we need to soak up the scenery out, to soak up the knowledge out, to see things we have not seen before. Is so exciting for our Straw Hat. There's so many things running through my head, like, who the Straw Hats have to dethrone? Where's the conflict? I'm looking for that, and it may not be no conflict. If we get knowledge about the Void Century, if we get knowledge about the Poneglyphs, like, that's something to behold. That is good for everybody, for every One Piece fan. Like, that's kind of like a world building chapter for us to understand. Like, that's still good. I would accept that also. If that's not the case, where the conflict may be, I'm residing. Maybe this is not a conflict arc, all right? But we're gonna get introduced to Loki and some other people, or what's going on with Loki and what Loki actually wants and what actually Loki needs going forth in these chapters. But simply put, I don't see the conflict, but hopefully we will get something. Other conflict, right? Hopefully we'll see somebody that's underground working the strings of Elbaf or War Lands, right? Maybe they need somebody to get rid of because Loki's probably scared of somebody. Like, those are things coming in my head. But listen, if Shanks visit Elbaf a lot and the Giants worship Shanks like he's some type of god almost, this may be Shanks' territory, right? And Shanks love Elbaf. I'm pretty sure Shanks would have liberated Elbaf already if this is Shanks' territory. So we already seen what happened with, you know, Barcelomo and Shanks. You know, Shanks still feel good about what Luffy have got going on. There is no bad blood between any of them, I don't think. But I don't think there's conflict, because if Shanks would have been there and dealt with it, unless there's some underground conflict that Shanks actually don't want to get into. I don't know, but just thinking about that also, if this is Shanks' territory, if this is Shanks' haven, I don't think there's no conflict would have came arise, because Shanks be there a lot, and the Giants love Shanks. So I just think this is a stop by arc, you know, a knowledge arc, right? Something that would give us more knowledge about the Void Century and the Poneglyphs in the next Poneglyph. This chapter was great to see what Elbaf could be, or this is Elbaf. If no hallucinations, no simulations. This look nice. I like it. It's like, we actually been trying to get this chapter or this arc for a long time now. So I love the thought of us being on Elbaf. Just the thought of it is amazing. And just to think about how things will transpire, how we're gonna meet Loki, how we're gonna meet gods of the Giants, like, to see us actually on Elbaf, it's just a 10 out of 10 itself. Finally here, We made it here. On to the next arc. Oh my god. 10 out of 10 for the chapter because of the simple fact we're on Elbaf and it looks great and I'm sure did a great attack and Usopp got knocked out. But this is the main chapter. Come on now. We're on Elbaf. Be happy just for that. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to get more of me and more One Piece content. Love you. Love yourself. Peace.